Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. Well, hope you all had a very pleasant Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrated. If you celebrated anything, if not, no matter what, hope you're doing well. This is the dawning of a new era. It really is. This is probably the first time I've ever seen this happen. Taco Bell is on an absolute spree in terms of releasing items. Now, maybe that was indeed said with great sarcasm, because perhaps Taco Bell actually does this all the time, but either way, for dramatic effect, we started off the video that way, so it makes this sound more interesting. Either way, though, Taco Bell actually is releasing quite a lot of new items right now, so chances are, in terms of new reviews that you're going to be seeing, you will be seeing more Taco Bell reviews to come. On January 6th, they're going to be releasing chicken wings, of all things, which, I don't know, they're probably either going to be very good or very bad, if I had to guess, but we'll see. This is not a chicken wing, though. I mean, well, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it is. Maybe they lied, and all the marketing is a lie, and I'm going to be pulling out a giant chicken wing. I guess there's a chance, right? There's a fighting chance that that's going to happen, but it's unlikely. Chances are, though, in my possession, in this brown satchel, as they say, we have a Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa. So this is the latest release from Taco Bell, though. Here's what's on it. They said, you know, everyone loves, as they say, them chalupas, and, well, we gotta spice it up a little bit. So we have to add some chipotle, we have to add some cheddar cheese, and now we have ourselves a blessed, glorious Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa. You can get it in several variations. You could get it with seasoned beef, you could get it with their famous steak, you could get it with chicken, or you could get it with black beans. This one I got seasoned beef. Likewise, it also comes with lettuce, tomato, cheese, I would suppose cheddar cheese, and Chipotle sauce. So that's what's in it. This one was available for the price of $3.89. So that's the price in, at least that I paid for mine, which is actually fairly affordable these days. I thought, you know, these days you'd probably wind up paying $5 for it. So $3.89, can't complain. The Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa, obviously, again, the Chipotle sauce. I was a little surprised that there was less emphasis on the cheese, though. I was thinking to myself, you know, why did they call it the Cheddar Chalupa? I thought, is there something to do... Like, you remember where they had, I didn't even remember the name of it, but it was the grilled cheese burrito. And obviously the cheese, in, you know, its namesake, had a huge role to play. You had the cheese on the outside, and that was a huge part of it. So I thought Cheddar Chalupa, you know, is there something more to do with cheddar cheese than just having it sprinkled thereon? But no, it's just got some cheddar cheese on it. As a matter of fact, in the item description, they couldn't even tell you that it was cheddar cheese. They just said it comes with cheese. So I assume it to be cheddar cheese. There it is. Fire sauce. Take a sip of water real quick. And let's see what we have. Let's get a close-up of it. So you could see it comes in that more kind of, I don't know if you want to call it flaky or what, but the special chalupa shell. You can't really see there, the view is obscured by the lettuce. So that's not some sort of growth, but right here you can see the seasoned beef. Alright? And you can see that's the cheddar cheese up there. Look at that, that's the namesake. So there you have it. I'm going to get a quick thumbnail of me with it, and then try it out. I'm a little further away from the camera than usual, so pardon any awkwardness in trying to get a thumbnail. And I'll do one more like this. Sorry about that. I know I take a while doing that, but it's an important part of the video. Alright, you know what's in it, I know what's in it, we all know what is in it, let's try it out. The Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa from Taco Bell going in. I'm not even going to bother sugarcoating anything anymore. Look at this glorious first bite that I got. Look at that. Boy, they really went all out with the beef, didn't they? Look at that. Must have got a triple portion of beef right there. Can you believe that? So much, it's teeming with beef. My God, I've never seen so much before. People always say I'm kind of daring to do this, but I'm going to take a bite out of the other end because it looks like there might be better beef chances here. Not really. Alright. Let me clean my hands. Some criticisms, some compliments. We're going to tell it like it is. You know, of all of the items that I've tried, of course you have some that are overly good, you know, very overtly good, and you can immediately tell. You have those that are immediately bad. Then you have some that you could say, well, it has the potential of being good, but what I received had, you know, this, and this problem, so as a result, it didn't get to where it potentially could have been. That's what this is. It's one of those items that could definitely, it has potential, it could be quite good in my opinion. But one principal complaint, a complaint that I've had before, so we're going to get to that in a minute. In terms of what everything tastes like, it actually doesn't taste bad. I really like the Chipotle sauce. That is, they really nailed that. You know, it's got this creamy consistency, but it has a really nice spice to it also. But it's like the perfect balance. It just adds just enough flavor and moisture. It ties everything together. And again, that spice is a really nice kick that it has to offer. Not to the point where it detracts from everything, where it's so overwhelming or any of that, that, you know, you're just so focused on cooling the metaphorical flames. It's just a very flavorful spice, and it does a great job. The Chipotle sauce, excellent touch, really makes this. So I'm happy with that. The cheddar cheese just is what it is. It's just your basic, I mean, you know, the most basic the thin little strips of the cheddar cheese right there. It's going to rain down. There you have it. It just is what it is. I mean, it's just your basic cheddar cheese, so don't think it's going to have any sort of special cheddar cheese sauce. As a matter of fact, you can't really taste all that much of it. You could see there wasn't a ton of it on this this chalupa, so definitely not the mainstay of the dish, if that's the correct usage. I'm just trying to say it's not the centerpiece, despite being in the name. The tomatoes and the lettuce are okay, you know. The tomatoes weren't as fresh as I had hoped, but, still okay. So here's the problem. You know, you have to use the cliched phrase, you have to say, well, where's the beef, right? I was being very sarcastic in the first few bites that I showed you, and you could obviously see. I mean, you could probably rewind the video and take a look once again. Extremely, extremely disappointed in terms of the absolute minuscule portions of the beef on this chalupa. Taco Bell isn't going to like it when I call them out on this, but it just is the way that it is. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, the sauce ties everything together and this is great and go out and buy it, etc., and sit there and just overlook the fact that there's barely any beef on this. It's a problem. It's a problem that I've consistently noticed. I see in the comments plenty of other people mention it as well. It's not just my local Taco Bell that does this. I see so many that do this. Believe me, I've gone to many. And I see plenty of people in the comments that reflect the exact same thing. Very disappointing when, you get this and you look at the ad. No, granted, this isn't any sort of new complaint, but it's just disappointing whether it's new or not. You see how it's portrayed, even in their pictures, and you go to the drive-thru and you see the picture of it right there in front of your face, and it looks one way, and then you open it up, and this is what you get, right? Pretty much an empty chalupa shell loaded with this sauce, which isn't bad, absolutely packed full with lettuce, tomato, and a little bit of cheddar cheese, practically no beef whatsoever. And you look at the other end really isn't any better. There was like one bite here that was okay, and then what do you have? You pretty much have nothing, just more sauce, more of the same. And I guarantee, if I open this up, is there anything better? No, there isn't. Just take a look in there. What do you see? A tiny little line of the beef and nothing else, just the toppings. So, very disappointed. I've had this complaint before, and, I'm just not willing to overlook it. I'm not willing to simply concede and say, oh, this is just the way fast food is. We just gotta take it. You just gotta accept it. You gotta sit there and say, yeah, I even want less beef, keep piling it up with more toppings and give me less beef so I can pay more, right? One day you're probably going to have to sit there and pay extra, and that's going to be considered a double beef portion one day, Sorry I'm being so antagonistic in this one, but, it just gets me. It's an issue that you consistently see over and over and over again. Clearly, I'm not the only person seeing that, and it's just disappointing, For God's sake, that this beef isn't the most expensive thing in the world. I mean, that. It's not like they're taking the finest filet mignon and cutting it up and making their seasoned beef out of that. I mean, for goodness sake, couldn't there be a little bit more on it when you're paying $3.89 for it? Could it at least look like how it's advertised as being, even remotely so? Because it disappoints me. I guess why I'm a little more fired up in this one is that this is an item that tastes good. This is an item that looks good. This is an item that has the potential for being good, and what do you get? You get something that's just... You could feel that potential right there. You could feel like, wow, if there was more meat on this, you're talking, this is an item that would be in the high 8s, and instead you get ripped off again, and it's just a disappointment to see it keep happening. So that's why this one gets me, because it's like, this really could be quite good, but this error, this issue, or whatever it is that you see happening time and time again for so many people, just takes a good thing and, it's just a shame. Just a real shame. Took an item that could have been in the upper 8s, probably made it a 5 out of 10 because it was so lacking. Disappointing. So that's the rating that I'm going to give it, a 5 out of 10. The Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa, look, it has potential. It has serious potential. If you're willing to fork over the money, get it with double beef, because then it's actually going to be good. It's going to actually look like what you thought you were going to get. So, I advise you to do that if you want to. I don't hate Taco Bell. I'm going to be doing, like I said, many reviews of them in the near future. I hope that those wings that they release are going to be delicious. But my goodness, I'm just going to call it like I see it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And that's all that I could say. So, disappointing, and let it speak for itself. That's all that I have for you today. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, trying out the Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa from Taco Bell. Take care, everyone.